Okay, we're going to keep going on this. So on my factorials here, I'm going to have a factorial is the product of all natural numbers from n to 1. Okay, so I have an example here. 9 factorial is actually from that number 9. You have to multiply it by all of the numbers underneath it. 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 all the way to 1. You're going to multiply all that out. So go ahead and multiply it all out in your calculator. You end up with 362,800. What it looks like as a symbol is in factorial. It looks like an exclamation mark. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do it on your calculator to make it a lot faster though. So 12 factorial, you could write it all out, or you can hit 12 in your calculator. Go to math. You're going to scroll over to the right where it says PROB at the top, and then you're going to scroll down to number 4 where the exclamation mark is, and hit enter. And type that, write that number down. You get 479,001,60 there. So that's 479,001,600. So do that with 8 factorial. 8, go to math, go over to the right to PROB, go down to number 4. So that is 40,320. Okay, the next one, you're going to take 17, go over to math, go over to the probability, the PROB, hit enter on number 4, and then you're just going to take that and divide it. 11, math, go over, go down to number 4, and hit enter. That's going to be 8,910,720. Okay, now we have a special number here. We have a special rule to this. If you hit 0, math, and then go over, find your exclamation part there, your factorial. 0 factorial is always 1. It's a rule. Alright. Now we're going to talk about a permutation. Okay, so a permutation is an arrangement or a lineup of objects in which the order matters. So the order matters. So if you want to get a list of things done in a day and you want to prioritize them in order of which ones are most important to which ones are less important, the order in which you put those items in that list, it matters, okay? So that's what a permutation is. And it has this symbol, and you have this little N, you have a big P, and then you have a little R. And it has a formula where I have n factorial up top in the fraction, and down bottom you have n minus r factorial. Okay, n is the total number of objects. So if you have a list of 5 chores that you want to get done, and r is the objects that you're going to use for the arrangement. So you have 5 total, but you only want to do 3. So 5 would be n, 3 would be r. So if you do have the same number on either side, if you have 5 on your list and you want to do all 5, if those numbers are the same, you have a shortcut where npn is just going to be n factorial. Now I'm going to show you how to do all of this in your calculator. So if we look at our example here, It says, how many ways can you arrange the letters in the word dinosaur? So I want to first figure out how many letters I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 is the total. So 8 is what I'm going to start with. This is a permutation because it matters the order in which I line up the letters. And I want to use all of them. It didn't tell me to leave out any letters, so I want to use all of them. So 8P8. Okay? I'm going to show you how to do it in your calculator. So if you look, let me get the glare off the screen. What you're going to do is you're going to go to math. You're going to go over to PROB. And you're going to scroll down to where it says NPR because we're on a permutation problem, and you're going to hit enter. You're going to type 8 in here, and you're going to type 8 in here. Okay, so what it gives you is 40,320. Now if you have one of the older calculators, I want to show you how to do it on those. So let me show you. So if you have a calculator like this, and I don't have batteries, hang on just a second. Let me grab a different calculator. I'll show you in the next problem. Let's set up number 6 and then I'll show you. So it says 7 students are competing in a geography. That's how many total I have. How many ways can they finish first, second, and third place? It matters which one gets which. If a person won and they get third place, that's not fair. The order matters here. So 7P, but I'm only going to give first, second, and third place. So I'm only going to give 3 of them prizes. So if you have one of the older calculators, what you have to do first is you have to type in this first number, 7, go to math, go over to that PROB, and select the permutation, the NPR, hit enter, and then type in 3, and then hit enter. So I'm going to show you mine one more time. You're going to go to math, go over, oops, hit the wrong one, go to math, go over to NPR, you're going to type in 7 here and 3 here to get 210. Okay, so flip it over. Okay, number 7. Melanie is taking 4 classes this semester. American History, Algebra 2, AP English, and Chemistry. 4 classes total, so 4P. How many ways can these 4 classes be arranged on her schedule? So she's using all 4. So you're going to type into your calculator math, go over to the right, go down to NPR, and type 4 and 4. So you get 24. It's only 24 ways. Okay. Number 8, there are 16 players on the baseball team. How many ways can the coach make a 9-player batting order? So 16 players. He's only going to use 9 at a time. So math, go over to the right to NPR, 16 and 9. There's a lot of ways. There are 4,151,347,200. He's got lots of decisions to make. Okay, number 9. There are 28 students in Mr. Miller's homeroom total. He's going to elect a student council representative and an alternate, so he's going to elect 2 of them. So he ends up with 756 different ways to do this if you type it in. Okay, I'm going to throw out these problems. Okay, so ignore those. We're going to talk about combinations next. So it's a group of objects in which order doesn't matter. Okay, order doesn't matter. So my combination here is NCR. And I have a formula, but I'll show you how to use your calculator. Okay. N is still the total number, R is still how many you're using. And if you have this where you have the same number on either side, it's just going to be 1. So if you want a whole group of students to line up, but you don't care in what order they line up, as long as they line up, that's a combination, okay? Doesn't matter which one lines up first, second, third, fourth, it does not matter what place they're in. So on number 12, Natalie has 16 close friends, 16 total. How many ways can she choose 5 to be in her bridesmaid, or to be her bridesmaids in her wedding? So it doesn't matter what order she chooses them. She's not playing favorites by choosing one of them first. It doesn't matter what order. They're all going to be in her wedding. She's going to choose 5 though. So you're going to type it in just like you did earlier. You're going to go to math, go over, but you're going to choose NCR now. You're going to type in 16 and 5. So you get 4,368. Okay. Number 13, there's 24 students in Kyle's kindergarten class. How many ways can he choose 8 to attend his birthday? So do the same thing. Go math, go over, choose NCR, type in 24 and 8. Now, if you have one of those older calculators, you're going to type in 24, go to math, go over, select the NCR, hit enter, and then you're going to type the 8, and then you're going to hit enter. Okay, number 14. Abby is adopting kittens from the pet store. There are 18 kittens. How many ways can she choose? 2. So 18C2. So type it in. Should get 153. Number 15, there are 12 employees, 12 total. The manager chooses 4 to work the Sunday evening shift. So you get 495 ways. 85 football players, he's choosing 3 for the coin toss. He has 98,770 ways. Okay, we're going to go on to the next piece of paper. So we've got to figure out if it's a permutation or if it's a combination. There's a couple that I want you to mark out though. So I want you to mark out, let's see here. I want you to mark out number 11 for sure. And I think that's it. So let's look at number 1 first. We're going to go through and we're going to figure out if it's a permutation or a combination. So what we're looking for is, does the order matter or does it not? Okay. So number 1, it says, how many ways can 4 candy bars be chosen from a store that sells 30 candy bars? Does it matter which one you pick first, which one you pick second, which one you pick third or fourth? No, it doesn't. So that means it's a combination. Okay. Number 2, how many ways can 13 students line up for lunch? So in this case, it's asking how many ways can they line up for lunch where the order matters. It matters who's in the front of the line, who's in the second place, third place, fourth place, all the way to 13th. So the order matters there. That's a permutation. How many ways can you make a 3-letter arrangement out of the letters in the word trapezoid? We've done a problem like that before. When you're lining up letters, the order does matter, so it is a permutation. Number 4, how many ways can you choose 2 books from a shelf of 40? Doesn't matter which one you choose first or second, so it's a combination. Number 5, how many ways can 12 swimmers finish in first, second, and third place? It matters the order in which they place. Okay, number 6. How many ways can Miss Sullivan choose 2 students from a class of 27 to help put away calculators at the end of class? So it doesn't matter who she chooses first or who she chooses second. It's a combination. Number 7, you have enough tickets to play 6 different games at an amusement park. There are 14 games. How many ways can you choose 6? It doesn't matter which game you choose first, so it's a combination. Okay, how many ways can 9 trumpet players in the marching band line up? It matters where they line up, who lines up first, second, third, all the way. So it's a permutation. Okay, number 9, 7 students work together on a project. How many ways can their teacher choose 4 to present the project? So it doesn't matter which she chooses first, it's a combination. Okay, number 10, he's picking left wing, center, and right wing. It matters who plays those positions, so it's a permutation. We're skipping number 11. Ben is choosing 5 goldfish. It doesn't matter what order he chooses them in though. So you're going to go through, you're going to set them up. The total, C in the first place, and then the number he's choosing. So the total, he's choosing 30 total candy bars. He's only taking 4. So you're going to type that in. 13 students, they're all lining up for lunch, so 13P13. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to finish the rest of these problems, type them in your calculator, figure out the number for them, and then I want you to start working on homework 1.